Go.
My presentation is on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, otherwise known as ADHD. IDA characterizes ADHD under other health impairments. Special education services are only provided if a student exhibits limited alertness in their educational environment, which affects academic performance. The characteristics of ADHD include inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. These results in disorganization, forgetfulness, and struggle with studying. Students with ADHD often experience significant difficulty with academic performance and are at greater risk for school failure. Here I have listed teaching strategies to help students with ADHD. It is very important to collaborate with parents because they can explain the students' likes and dislikes and behaviors at home, as well as discuss their progress. It is important to make lessons interesting and interactive by using manipulatives, such as in math using cubes, and for handwriting maybe using a box with sand in it so they can play in the sand. It is important to provide clear, concise directions, orally and in print. It is important to provide a checklist for assignments, which may include I wrote my name, I read the directions, I answered all the questions, I proofread my work, and my assignment is complete. It is also important to use graphic organizers to help students sort their ideas. So you can use a frayer, which you put the topic in the middle, and then you can put who, what, where, and when. You can also use a Venn diagram for comparing and contrasting. It's important to use pointers and bookmarks to help track words. So when you're a teacher, you should have a pointer when you are reading. And you can also make a tracker for students to use when they're reading at their desk, where they just place over the word and they can read each word one at a time. It is also important to teach self-management skills, such as skimming, previewing, and highlighting. Here I have a list of classroom management that you can use for a student with ADHD. First is to create a behavior plan. An example of an individualized behavior plan would be something like this, where a student chooses what they are working for, and once they receive 10 checks, they earn their break. Another good idea is to create a reward system for positive behavior, whether a student earns a sticker at the end of every day, and once they have a certain amount of stickers, they can go and take a prize out of the prize box. It is a good idea for the first day of school to create a classroom rules as a class, so the students feel ownership to the rules and they are more likely to follow them. Keep students' desks away from high traffic areas like by the door, by the pencil sharpener, and by the water fountain so they're not distracted by other students. Use predictable standard schedules, often listed on the board of the day so they know when their specials are, what subjects are next. Give students a timer to remind them to stay on task. If they see there's only 5 minutes left, they'll jump back on the assignment. Provide extended time on tests and assignments, and use visual cues as prompts to change behavior, such as turning on and off the lights to get students to be quiet. And that is my presentation on ADHD.